let's make the wall section. In either your first floor or your furniture, we are going to make a small section view, and we need to make it in a section of the house that shows the pitch of the roof. So what that means is I want to see the slant of the roof in the section. So I'm going to pick this back bedroom wall. Now you may want to go and turn the light bulb on to show the hidden objects, and you may want to show your section lines that you already have in this plan. So if you want to unhide those, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to, but some people like to be able to control that section view a little more. So I'm going to bring those back just so I can see those section lines as I draw it. So I'm going to go up to the top of my screen to my section button next to the little house. And I'm just going to make a very small section here. So now when it places it, see how this view is going into the view of my window? I really don't need to see that. So I'm going to just shorten this hidden area up so I just have that small section view. So now let's go to our sections and see what that looks like. Great, this is what we need. Now, there's way more here than we want. So let's just slide this out just a little bit. And what you want to see is just the section of the wall, the roof, and the footing down there. So any extra furniture that you have in this view, you can just hide it. You just want to hide what's there. I'm going to hide this extra portion here. This is just a porch that I made. So I'm going to hide that by element. And I think there's a picture on the wall. So you want to make sure that you hide everything that really doesn't just show the wall. Okay? Now I'm also going to hide these level lines eventually. But what I want to do at this point, this footing is very long. This footing wall is a very long footing wall. And it really wouldn't be this way when we built a house with a crawl space. So I'm going to highlight the basement, top of footing, bottom of footing. And I'm just going to grab the top one and slide it up a little bit. I'm not going to make you pick a certain measurement. I'm just going to let you eyeball this. So we're just going to pull this up just a little bit. Now I want you to hide in view by category. And then let's take this crop region and let's crop this down just a little bit. And now we're going to turn that crop region off. So the button in front of the sunglasses, turn that off. Now, this is at 1/4 inch equals a foot. Let's change its scale to a 1/2 inch equals a foot. We need to turn on our detail. So at the square, turn that to fine. We're going to leave it at the black and white view. We are not going to shade this in. Now, if you don't get this line right here on your roof, click on the roof and make sure that you have changed it to an asphalt shingle. If it just says generic roof, that's why you're seeing just a plain block there instead of the line that shows the shingle. Okay, now, in the assignment for the first floor plan for the wall section, you should have an image file that is going to show you what the wall section is going to look like. So make sure you open that image file, and we're going to put in this top joist. We're going to put in the insulation. We're going to put in the slope. We're going to put in these labels and our dimensions. So let's put in this joist right here. So what we're going to do is in our plan, we're going to go to detail line, and we're going to draw us a little detail line in our plan. Now, it looks like it disappeared because remember we cropped this area out. But we just need that detail line to give us something to offset, because sometimes it will not let us offset those lines. So we're going to go to modify across the top, and we're going to go to our offset command, and we want to offset this 10 inches. Okay, so see how it's given us our dotted line? Click, and that's going to be our 10-inch line above our ceiling there. That's going to be our 2x10 rafter. So if you want to look in our plan, let me adjust this out for you. I'm going to split my screen. There we go. So now you see we have this hidden joist. So I'm just going to click on that line and change the line type to hidden line. And then I'm going to put in my insulation. So we have two different sizes of insulation that we need to put in. This is 12 inch and this is going to be 5.5. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Annotate tab. There's your insulation button. When you click it, it's going to ask you what size. Well, it's already 1 foot on mine. It may say something different for yours. So just change your measurement to 1 foot, and then you're just going to have to eyeball it. You're probably going to move it because I'll never put it in the right place the first time. So just draw 2 points, and let's cancel out of that command. So now we can use our arrow keys or our mouse and move this into better position. So there's our joist and our batt insulation. Let's go back to the insulation, and I'm going to change this to 5.5 inches, and hopefully it's going to let me grab the midpoint of this. So I can just pull this all the way up to the ceiling line. So now I have my insulation into the wall. Didn't quite get the center, so again, just use your arrow key and nudge it. Now, once you have this, let's put this slope on our roof. So that is still in Annotate, Spot Slope. You're going to click the roof, and don't worry about it being on the inside. Just click it, and then it's going to let me move that to the outside, and then click again. So it's going to place that spot slope on the roof. Now we're going to add some dimensions and your labels. So use your align dimension and place the height of your footer. This dimension, it's just from the top of the footer to the first floor. All of our dimensions may be different for this because remember we just eyeballed where we wanted to place it. And then we're going to go from finished floor to finished ceiling, and that should be 8 feet. And we're going to line that up. Let's label our overhang. And then we can start putting in our text labels. On the Annotate tab, if you use the text, click the big A, and then I'm using the arrow with just the straight one segment, and that's perfectly fine. So you're going to just click where you want your arrow, pull it out, and then type the text that you want. Make sure it's in all caps. And spelled correctly. and then it will place your labels. So looking at the image file, I want you to label all of your wall section. Make sure you save, and then we're going to move this into a sheet in the next videos.